Today we will design our first C++ code. So what we are going to design is, today we will create one class with any name, and we know that in C++ class ends with semicolon, and inside the class we will perform two tasks. First, we will create some data which is also known as variables, and we will define some functions. In the previous class, I have discussed we have many types of functions in C++ with return type, without return type, with parameter, without parameter. So any kind of function you can define. After defining the class, we will define the main function. So here we will write int main. And inside the main function, we have to perform two tasks. First, we have to create an object. Object of whom? Object of the class. So in this case, we have to create object of class A. And second task that we have to perform, we have to pass some values to the data. Which data I am talking about? So from here, we have to pass some values to this data members of this class. So passing value to the data is performed by using the concept of object. So in this point of time, we have to write object name dot data member name, and then we will pass some value. And then the third task will be, whichever function we have defined inside the class, we have to call that function. And how to call the function? Again, we have to write the object name, then dot the function name, and then with this symbol. So this task we are going to perform. And while defining class, I have already mentioned that inside the class, whenever we are defining some data members or functions, we will define one access specifier, that is public access specifier. Means whichever data and functions I am defining, from outside this class we can access this data members and the function. And also you have to understand one point: whenever we are writing C++ programming, we have to print something. So for that purpose, we have to use cout. And cout is defined in the iostream header file. So we have to include iostream header file also. And we have to write using namespace std afterwards. So this is our code blocks. In the code blocks, first I have to include the header file. So our header file is iostream. Afterwards, we have to write using namespace std. Then, what is our intention? Our intention is to define one class. Say the class name is A. After defining the class, we are going to define the data members of the class. Now, data members of the class should be of any data type. It may be int, it may be float, or it may be double. Any kind of data type we can define. Now, before defining data member or function, we have to mention the access specifier as public. Then our next task is to define the function. Now say here I am using one function, say the function name is f, and the return type of this function is say void. And within this function I am not passing any value, that is, this is a no parameter function. So in that case, we know that what we can do inside the function, we can write any printing statement, that is cout, then within double quotes, and then say endl, means next line. Now This is a one kind of function that I am defining. Now, we can also define a function which will have some return type. Say the return type of the function is int. And here the function name is say f1. And we know that whenever we are using one function that is having one return type, then within the function body, I cannot write cout. At this point of time, I have to write the keyword return. And after writing return, we can perform any calculation. Say here I am performing a into a. What is this a? This a is an integer data member of this class. Now also I can define one function. The return type of the function is say double and the function name is f2. And here also I can perform any calculation. Say return and say I'm writing b plus b. So what is this b? B is the data member of this class of type double. So basically class A is a class with two data member and three functions. And in C++, class ends with semicolon. After defining the class, our next intention is to define one main function. So within main function, we have two tasks. First, we have to create the object. Now, how to create an object? First, we have to mention the class name and then we can write any object name with small letter. So OB is the object of the class A. So after defining the object, the next step is we have to pass some value to this data member. So how we can pass the value? We have to write the object name dot the data member name. So here the data member name is A and return type of the data member is int. So here I will pass one integer value, say 5. Now I'm going to pass the second value to the second data member B. So this is a double data type. So I will take 34.6 as its value. So this is our next step. So the variables or the data members is now having their values. Now the third step is we have to call the functions. So here I will write object dot the first function name. So here our first function name is f. Since this function has no return type, so in that case we will just write object dot function name. That's it. Then our next function name is object dot f1. So we know that whenever we have one return type, then we cannot write object dot function name. At this point of time, we have to store this function into some variable. And since this function f1 is having return type int, so this variable is of type integer. Now, for the third case, we have to call the function f2. So how we can call the function f2? Again object dot the function name semicolon, and then again f2 is having return type double. So we have to store this into some variable, say y. And what should be the data type of this variable? The data type of this variable will be equal to the return type of this function, that is double. So y should be of double type. But why we need to define these variables whenever we have some methods or we have some functions with return type? The answer is very simple. Whenever we are having some function with return type, we cannot write cout. So in order to print the values of this function, we have to call the function and whatever calculation is performed within this function is stored in this variable. Later on, we can print this values, say x. So whenever I am printing the value of x, it means it will hold the calculated value of this function f1, that is x is holding a into a. And in the second case also, we will write cout, and then we will print the next variable, that is y, and then endl. So y is holding what? Here y is also holding the calculated value of the function f2, that is b plus b. Now we have to save the file. The extension should be C++. Let's execute it first. See, there is no error. So here I want to mention one point, that is whenever you made some modification, say here I'm just writing, whenever you perform any modification at any point of time, first you have to save the file and then you have to compile and rebuild. Otherwise, you will not be able to see the latest modification. So this thing you have to remember.